Hello Rams fans, assistant coach John Anderson, here with head coach Kevin Brooks. Kevin, this is our last interview of the year, man.
Last one, I know. It's a shame to see the end.
Yeah, a little too early, but the year was a good year. I'd like to go through a few of the highlights of the year. One, winning the conference regular season outright, and then the conference tournament. What does that do to morale, and what do you think of those two accomplishments?
Well, I think they're both very special, and to me, the regular season one is the one that means more because it shows a consistency of excellence to end up being in first place, and you had to go through some ups and downs, which we did. Start off. I think we were in 4th or 5th place starting after a weekend, and then steadily trying to climb up, and then finishing that off, and then. Then obviously coming in the tournament, everybody's got a target on your back since you were the regular season champions, and to be able to win that at home was a special thing. Especially we've never hosted the conference tournament, and so that's a special thing for this group of guys. And then to get us back to the NCAA regionals was a good thing.
Excuse me. Well, that being said, we went through the conference tournament. It's always hard to win a tournament in baseball because baseball is a different game where a pitcher. One pitcher could dictate the outcome of the game pretty closely. It was special to win the conference tournament, but I thought that the teams in the regional tournament were very similar to the teams in the conference tournament. We didn't play our best. What were your feelings on going to that regional, and what was the difference between the regional and the conference tournament?
Well, I think again, hosting was a great thing. I think looking back at it, it might have been a disadvantage as we went on to the regionals. Again, the atmosphere here was great during the conference tournament, and then obviously having to go on the road for the regionals just didn't seem like we had the same spark that we had at home as we did there at the regionals. But bottom line is we just didn't play as well at the regionals, and that was the thing. We were playing so well. We played really well the last 3 weeks, counting the regular season and the conference tournament, and for whatever reason, we just didn't play as well at the regional tournament, and that happens. But obviously, it'll be a motivating factor as we go forward for next year, and we'll try and get back there and not let that happen again.
Amen. Now, off the subject, Kevin also has a chair that's much higher than mine. I'm not really this short. I want to point that out because I think he's just trying to be a dictator over here in the corner. Did you jack that chair up too?
Oh yeah. That was the first thing I did when we moved offices.
That's horrible, man. That's horrible. All right. Well, back to baseball. There's a few individuals, and we know this is a team game, and at the end of the year, it's kind of fun to look back at your stats. A few individuals that really stepped up and stuck out this year, namely Lee Newman. I know he's getting a little bit of following by some major league teams. What would it do if Lee Newman were to get drafted or leave the team before his senior year?
It hurt. Because that's one thing with our scholarship amount. I mean, we don't over recruit. We don't go out and offer more money than we have. So obviously, losing him, we'd have to replace him here in the summer, which would be difficult. So I hope he gets that opportunity. And but from a team standpoint, it would definitely be beneficial to have him back next year. But we'll see what the draft holds, and if that's a decision that he gets that opportunity and that's the best thing for him, then obviously we want him to go do that and go excel.
Good call. Well, there's a few other guys on the team, and it was mostly the juniors that you don't really know when a junior comes out of a different school or out of a junior college what to expect because it's a different level of baseball. And guys like Ryan Greer, Quade McKinnon, Andrew Lacombe, they came in and made a difference, a big difference as juniors, and not being here and not knowing the level of play. What do you see like the future holding with recruiting, or in those specific areas? Are they going to have better years, worse years, or be the same type of player, and why?
Well, hopefully they're the same or better. I think that's one thing. If you sort of look at the history of two-year players, the unfortunate thing is generally they have one stellar year, and then the other year's just okay. Very rarely do you get a guy that comes in and sets it on fire for 2 years. I think for the guys that come in that first year and struggle, it is an adjustment for them of sort of learning the difference in level of play. And then they learn from that, they work hard, obviously, and then they generally come out and have a good senior year. For the guys that come in right off the bat and have the real good year, I think sometimes, again, the hardest thing to do in life is to handle success. And so I think when guys do struggle with that, it's generally, you probably get a little complacent, and that's a challenge for all of those guys to not let that sit in and to try and reach higher standards, which is a really difficult thing for all of us as human beings to do. But if any of the four, those four guys, I feel like, are the top people that can even get better than what they did this year.
Yeah, and that was just on the offensive side. Mentioning some of those players on the defensive pitching side, there's 3 players that stepped up. Ahead of time, you didn't really know anything about Austin Church, and he transferred here from Central Missouri. Was in 25 games. That's half the games he was in, and more strikeouts than walks, and really affected a lot of the outcomes in games, even though he didn't get all the success. All the credit for the success because he was pitching those hard innings. Where do you see Austin fitting in next year? Do you want to start him? Do you want to close him?
Well, I think those are things we'll get the answer to in the fall. I think coming back next year, it's a new year, and so we'll play the fall. The guys will go play, and sort of we'll sort things out from there. But I think that's the thing. We've got a lot of versatile guys, and that's the one thing we've always done with our pitching staff. We want our pitchers to pitch, whether that's in my mind, they should be able to do whatever role is thrown at them, whether it's starting, middle relief, long relief, or close. And so I think Austin definitely has the ability to do all those things, and we'll put him where he's best to help the team go win.
Okay, two other gentlemen that you had a little bit more rapport with is Jake Albert and Mike Weatherly, who respectively were 24 and 26 outings, and they really kind of shore up the bullpen. Do you see them in the same role next year as well?
Well, I think, again, sort of the same answer. We'll put them where we think they can help us win. Obviously, they did a good job in those roles, but if we feel like they can help us more in the starting rotation or in some other role, we won't hesitate to put them there.
Okay, and is there, obviously, you're a perfectionist when it comes to coaching. You got to the regional tournament, had all these accolades, but neither you or I, sitting here, really feel like it was successful by the end of it. What are your changes from the coaching aspect to change the outcome in that regional tournament and possibly get to a World Series?
Well, I think one of the things we've got to figure out here, and we've got a coaches meeting here in about 2 hours to try and delve into some of those things, is we've got to be a better road team than what we were. We were really a little over 500 on the road. Next year, our schedule is pretty much opposite of this year. This year we were at home a lot, and we were very good at home. So we need to maintain that, but we gotta figure out a way to go play the same, whether we're at the friendly confines of Foster Field or not. Because if we're gonna go do this thing and get to the ultimate goal, we're not gonna be doing it in San Angelo. So we gotta find a way to do it outside of town.
Hey man, one thing I'd like to bring up to those Rams fans out there is, this team and the players on it. The one thing that I'm impressed with coming in halfway through the year is the amount of players that are graduating or having really good academic success as well. Is that something that you preach or something you look for when you recruit players?
I think it's both. I think the reason we have those guys is their parents. I think their parents did a great job of raising them right and stressing academics, and and then obviously it is important to us because that's probably going to be what carries them in their future. And so again, everything we try to do is to instill those positive life lessons, and that definitely relates to the classroom. And also too, you generally have guys that's important to them. They're generally pretty smart players, and they don't beat themselves, and I think that transfers over. I think what you do in the classroom transfers over to the field. You are who you are 24 hours a day, so you can't be a really hard worker just at the baseball field, not in academics or in relationships or whatever. And so it's just a testament to the quality of human beings we've got on this team.
Good call. Well, it's that time of the year. It's the end of the year, so it'll be a tough one for you, but it's forward association time. Let's go with ping pong, Evergreen, Ram, Nintendo.
I was sitting at home playing Nintendo, sitting on my evergreen chair, and I decided to go old school and play some Nintendo, and I put in the ping pong game. I thought that was pretty good.
I think you said the same thing twice, but I'm not sure. We'll have to check it out. All right, Rams fan, we'll sign off for this year, and we'll see you in the fall.